Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Why do so many businesses struggle while others seem to explode overnight? Do you wish you had the secret to this type of exponential growth? Now, I've scaled more than 20 businesses to over $100 million, and it's not just luck. In my new book with Mark Tim, Mentor to Millions, you'll learn the repeatable framework I use in all my business ventures for massive success. Order at kevinmentor.com and get over $1,000 in bonuses. Head to kevinmentor.com.
Welcome to the podcast. This is your host, Seth Greene. Here with me today, I have the good fortune of interviewing Stuart Leo from Waymaker.io. Stuart, thanks so much for joining us.
Seth, it's a pleasure. Great to be with you on the podcast.
Awesome. So you will do I will not do it justice. Tell everybody what Waymaker is and what it does, because you are up to some really cool things.
Thank you. Waymaker we call it an intelligent business management platform. It's a way a business can run their business from a command center in the 21st century. It does a couple of cool things. One, it diagnoses a business to find growth gaps and bring some intelligent insights into how you can grow. Two, it lets you turn those growth gaps into strategic goals and build out a roadmap to grow your business. And three, it manages those goals across your team and then provides more intelligent insights around, are we going to hit the goals we want, and where are our weaknesses, and how are we going to make it happen? So it's very much I guess you could think of it as like a command center. Insights into what's working, plans to get things done, goals across team members to track their work.
That sounds like we need that, and absolutely fascinating. How did you get started?
Well, it's an interesting space to be, and look, we started because we saw a gap in the market for people that had loads of productivity software, but very little strategic planning or command software. And what do I really mean by that? I mean, there's no shortage of OKR or goal management tools, or no shortage of the Asanas or Trellos or simple basic tools like that, project management. But actually, most businesses don't have a way of strategically planning their business that actually fits well for the 21st century, and they don't have the software or tools to do that. And that's really where we said, okay, there's a space here to help people think about that strategic growth piece. Most people write a business plan, chuck it on the bench or the wall in the cupboard, and it sits there, or they go away on an annual kind of 1 or 2 day retreat to plan their business. And in reality, the world is moving much faster. It's moving in a far more dynamic manner, and the way we lead and manage businesses today has to be different from the way we did it in the 20th century. And so we actually came across this really interesting insight that we learned from the British military, and the British military had this unique problem back in the late 80s, early 90s, where they were applying their traditional strategic decision-making processes on the battlefield. But the theater of war was changing. It was moving from a very traditional space into a very agile, non-traditional space. And they needed to figure out how to be more agile, more adaptive, more collaborative, more decentralized. And so they implemented this new method of strategic decision making so that any team could develop the highest value course of action on the battlefield. And what they did is they actually went back about 3,000 years to kind of the Socratic method from Socrates, and said, here's a question and answer process that if you ask and answer these questions, happen to be 7 questions, you'll develop the highest value course of action on the battlefield. And I remember reading about it and how effective it was, going, gosh, small to medium businesses and enterprise, they have the same problem. They're in a very agile, dynamic, disrupted world, but they don't have a decision-making process or tool that actually helps them do that. And so when we were looking at the British military case study and what they did, that, fascinating. But those questions are designed for a military. They're designed for, to go and blow something up. Our enemy in business is actually not another human or another business. Our enemy in business is actually the gap between where we are today and where we want to be into the future. So we actually went, all right, well, let's take that principle. Can we develop a small number of questions that, if asked and answered, develop the highest value course of action for any business? And that's actually a harder task than you might imagine. That took a number of years of trying to write, 4 or 5 or 6. In the end, we landed on 7 questions, kind of similar to the military, and that became a methodology of going, if you ask and answer these 7 questions every quarter, do question 7, and then come back again next quarter and ask those 7 questions and do question 7. What you're building is this strategic methodology that's clarifying, aligning, improving the focus on execution, and consistently aligning everybody into the highest value course of action. And we had actually run that through a number of companies here in Australia just to see what would happen. And it was incredibly useful, incredibly successful. And a little bit like the British military, when they're asking and answering their questions in the desert, hunkered down behind some Humvees or something, taking fire, they have some software in their hands. And that software is helping them answer those questions faster, better, with more improved data. And so we built some software, and that's effectively what Waymaker is today. And so what Waymaker is, and this is kind of a long way of answering it, it's a methodology. It's a strategic growth methodology supported by a software platform with intelligent insights and some cool processes and algorithms that help you. And then it's a suite of learning materials. That's the third thing it is. And the fourth thing it's now a growing community of coaches and consultants around the world that are using that methodology and that software with their clients to grow their business.
So that is absolutely incredible. And I'm sure the longer version of that story is in a book somewhere, or if it isn't, it should be.
Yeah, the book's coming. It's in progress at the moment. So,
well, if you need a publisher, let me know.
Okay, great.
I'd be fascinated to take a look at it. And I would imagine, okay, so how many businesses have gone through the Waymaker process?
Gosh, there would be hundreds, if not thousands, of businesses that have used the diagnostic to find growth gaps and do it. We're actually a young business. We're a startup. We're less than 12 months old in the marketplace.
Well, congratulations! I had no idea.
So yeah, we're very young. We really only started marketing the platform around August, September last year.
Okay. So 6 months, not too long. All right. So
yeah.
Having said that, how are you marketing the platform?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, there's 2 types of users on our platform. There's businesses who are going to use the platform to do all the things that I talked about. And then there's business coaches and consultants who are looking for that simplification and I guess new way, that edge. So our I guess you'd call it our ideal customer, the one we deal with mostly, is the business coach or consultant. They're the ones that we call them partners. They'll partner with our technology platform. They'll pick up our software and our methodology, and they'll start using it with clients. And so we've now got partners in Ireland, United Kingdom, a number in London and North England and Scotland, East and West Coast, United States, and here in Australia and New Zealand. And so it's a testament to the power of the digital world that a new way of doing things without a book, without anything, with no major marketing program other than outreach out to the community, can actually get out there and begin to build a global community. And that's just one of the things I love about the digital world.
Absolutely. So if you've had, let's say, even hundreds of businesses go through this, what were some of the insights that you saw happen that kind of surprised you?
Yeah, I mean, when a business goes through it and it's their diagnostic, it's obviously their software, where we're not looking at an individual business and tracking that. I guess what we consistently hear is one, a sense of awareness of, I thought we were maybe further up here on the curve, but actually we're here. And that we often hear that from business owners or leaders. Everybody, how do you put it? Everybody thinks their own child is often smarter than what they really are, if I can say.
And more attractive.
More attractive. That's right. My baby's always the cutest baby in the room.
Yes.
And so there's this awareness that comes from some objective reality that it's not, that just helps you understand, that's actually where we're at, because the diagnostic data doesn't just come from the business owner or leader, it comes from the team. And so that's one of the really unique aspects. It's excuse me, it's the broader team that are participating and providing that feedback loop. And so what you're getting is this really clear, objective picture of, okay, that's where we are on our sales leadership or our marketing leadership or on our employee experience or customer experience or business model. And that provides this sense of awareness that's actually really powerful, because you can then actually go, okay, that's where we're at. And one of the powerful things about the diagnostic tool is we talk about skills and systems as the two levers to grow any business. If you're going to grow anything, you've got to invest in skills and systems, and typically skills first and systems afterwards. But the hard thing to know is, well, which skills and which systems. And so one of the things our diagnostic does is reveal those skills and those systems that, if improved, lift the maturity and the clarity and the strength of the business. And so business owners also say, it's okay, that's what we need to do. Or that's the pathway to becoming, a great sales organization or a great customer driven organization, because they can see the steps, they can see the journey in front of them. And that's something that I think a lot of business owners, leaders and teams who are often stalled or stuck or frustrated with where they're going, it's what are the next steps? Nobody's ever stopped and written the new rule book on what are the best practice steps to building an organization. And so I think part of the joy is seeing that runway, seeing that pathway unfold. And that just brings some clarity, which brings confidence, which brings action in the right areas, which brings growth. It's a science, but it's not rocket science, but it is a science.
It sounds like you've built something sorely needed. What's your biggest challenge now?
Well, like any business, biggest challenge is getting out there and spreading the word of all those good things. And you know what? Our biggest challenge right now is continuing to innovate and grow on the platform. We're dropping new features pretty much every other month or every month. So our challenge now is to build a smarter, more intelligent engine that is helping business coaches and their clients, business owners and leaders, think faster, think better, and ultimately, we want to give people an intelligent command center that, if you're running your business, you can log on or open up your app and go, okay, that's where I need to go. And if we can crack that in a very dynamic, very agile, disruptive world, then I think we give business owners, business leaders the ability to win in a very, very difficult time.
Absolutely. Your passion is obvious. What do you like best about what you're doing?
Can I be really honest?
I would hope so.
I actually love the fact that, I love the fact that we can work with people all around the world without necessarily having to hop on a plane or fly. And I think one of the greatest things COVID has done, although it's been incredibly disruptive to everybody, it's made this normal. It's made digital communication, Zooms, video conferences normal. And what I love is seeing myself and our team work with people all around the world, meet people digitally, equip and empower them to work in their local area, and 2 minutes later pop down and have a cup of tea or a cold drink in your own home. That's the absolute. I never thought that was going to be possible in my lifetime, although people talked about it. So the flexibility and the simplicity of living now, I think, is so much better. COVID just accelerated all those great social trends.
Absolutely. Well, we know your time is incredibly valuable. We greatly appreciate you spending some of it with us. For our viewers and listeners who want to learn more about how Waymaker can help transform their business and get them to the next level, where is the best place for them to go?
If you want to know what the 7 questions are, just jump onto our website, waymaker.io. There's a Learn tab. Look for Waymaker's Leadership Curve. You'll learn all about it. We run a 30-day free trial. Feel free to jump on, start a free trial, diagnose your own business, get involved. There's heaps of resources you can download, videos you can watch, and software to play with. So waymaker.io is the best place. And if you want to connect with me for any reason, just find me on LinkedIn. I'm generally pretty responsive on LinkedIn. Connect and I'll more than happily say good day and connect you with any of our team that you want to talk to.
All right. This has been Seth Greene with Stuart Leo for Waymaker.io. Stuart, thanks again for joining us.
Seth, a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, everybody, for watching or listening. We'll talk to you or see you next time.
Do you need money to fund your idea, product, or service? Are you ready to take your business to the next level but need capital to get it done? Kevin Harrington has heard more than 50,000 pitches and knows how to help you make the perfect pitch to get the funding for your entrepreneurial dream. He's distilled the process down in his perfect pitch cheat sheet, and it's yours for free. Just text PITCH to him right now at 727-888-2100. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free perfect pitch cheat sheet. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 to start funding your dream today.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.